I'm Roy Lee Lindsay with the North Carolina Pork Council, and I want everyone to remember bacon makes everything better.
Our next guest has become one of the best basketball players in the Atlantic Coast Conference this season, and his personal journey has become an amazing story. He grew up watching a lot of ACC basketball with his family in Cary, North Carolina, just about 10 minutes from NC State's PNC Arena, and he became a high school basketball star at Cary High and then Trinity Christian School in Fayetteville. The summer before his senior year of high school, though, he had no major scholarship offers. None from ACC schools, none from other Division I programs either. His first D1 offer came from Illinois State, and that's where he played his first 2 seasons of college ball, making the Missouri Valley Conference's all-freshman team his first year, and then the all-Missouri Valley team as a sophomore. He then transferred to Arizona State, where he starred in the Pac-12 for legendary former Duke point guard Bobby Hurley, and he led the Sun Devils to the 2023 NCAA Tournament. Last spring, DJ entered the portal again, and this time he signed with his hometown team, NC State, where he has become the Wolfpack's leading scorer, their best three-point shooter, their top steals man, and an outstanding candidate for this year's 15-man All-ACC team. DJ Horne, welcome to the David Glenn Show and the North Carolina Sports Network. How are you?
I'm doing good. Glad to be here.
It's great to have you. I have seen you and your family use the phrase dream come true to describe your time at NC State. What have been the best parts of that dream so far?
Yeah, man, just, being able to go every day, going to these games, just go about every day, just knowing I have that family support right around the corner. I think, nothing can beat that. Basketball, the season, is full of ups and downs, so to be able to have your family to fall back on during those lows and even during the highs, man, it's always love.
For those who haven't seen it, the Wolfpack basketball and social media teams just did an awesome job on about a 6-minute long video tribute to our guest, DJ Horne, interviewing him, his father, Lamar. They followed DJ to his family home as he's driving around his hometown, visited some of the places where he played and went to school. What were your emotions like, DJ, when you watched that 6-minute video for the first time?
If you haven't watched it, definitely go check that out. It's on my Instagram at DJ Horne. Pac-Man's Basketball did a great job, putting that together for me. It meant a lot just to just for them to even come to me with something like that. Not everybody gets to have something like that. So for them to see me as, someone of importance enough to get a video made like that, it meant a lot for me. But just, as we were going through the creation of the video and everything, just going around to my old AAU gyms, my middle school where, basketball for me really started at, it was just kind of a full circle moment for me. And just, it kind of allowed me to reflect on, just my whole career and, everything that it took to get to this point, and, who was kind of with me along the way.
As a guy who's more than twice your age, I'm lucky enough that I still have my mom. If my mom saw a video like that about me, there'd be tears streaming down her face. How did your mom or dad react, your buddies, your teammates, or anybody else? Because given your journey, man, it just seems like an emotional thing.
Yeah, for both of them, I know it was a proud dad moment, proud mom moment. They've been with me every step of the way with this basketball journey. And just, for me to kind of get to this point, it's kind of a thanks to them just to, show them that, all the time and effort they put into, getting me to AAU tournaments, getting me to this training session, working out with this trainer, it just all kind of pays off. So just to kind of see them get to sit back now and just smile and watch the games and see me, perform the way I do, it means a lot because I know that, they definitely, put a lot of time and effort into it, traveling from Illinois State or from North Carolina to Illinois State and then from North Carolina to Arizona State, those aren't easy tasks. So the fact that they were able to do that a lot, just showed me how much they care for me as far as the basketball went. And now that I'm home, it's just a quick little 10-minute drive to PNC, or anywhere along the East Coast is not as bad as a flight over to the West Coast. So yeah, man, it's just it means a lot, man. Just the fact that I have both of them here to witness this and everything is you know like I said, a dream come true.
Wolfpack star DJ Horne is joining us on the David Glenn Show. Your dad had a cool role in the video along with you, and he's told the story that before your senior year of high school, you tried to apologize to your dad for not yet getting a scholarship offer at that point. And I think your dad's response was, DJ, dude, you've been working your tail off. You shouldn't be apologizing for anything. What is your recollection of that kind of roller coaster that you lived for a long time, when maybe for a while you weren't even sure if your dream of becoming a college basketball player at any level was going to come true?
Oh yeah, when I was younger, I was definitely hard on myself. Going into AAU travel basketball, you in those tournaments you're going, somebody's almost guaranteed to get an offer, whether it be somebody on your team or somebody you just played against. You're gonna see on Twitter, oh, this kid was just offered by X amount of schools. So when you go to those tournaments, and I have good showings. My dad would be there every step of the way, recording all my games, giving me the rundown on how I played after. And just to see how slow that process was for me, and how I would feel like I would go out there and maybe, one up somebody who was getting all these offers. It was just kind of disappointing, and it got to a point where I was feeling like, I was kind of wasting his time, and just it just wasn't paying off for me. So he was really good with just staying in my ear, especially during that time, because I felt like it could have been very easily for me to just kind of quit altogether with basketball, and just kind of like give up trying to impress these coaches.
You always have this big smile on your face when you talk about your family and your friends, which is a cool part of your story. Is it true that at some point mom and dad either like took out a mortgage or sold a house to get an RV so they could be in Arizona all the way across the country to see more of your Sun Devils games?
Yeah, man. I was actually away. I think I was in Arizona at the time when they just called me out of the blue and said, "Hey, DJ, we got an RV. We'll be out there soon." I'm like, "An RV? Hey, y'all didn't one up the whole Horne family traveling to the games, man. It went from rental cars to flights to now you got a whole mobile home on wheels." So I was excited for them, because I know like that's something that our family likes to do. We love to travel and everything. So being able to travel in that type of way, it's just another blessing that, God allowed us to have, God allowed them to have, which in turn was able to, make them be able to come out there and see me. And I think they were out there for that was my junior year at Arizona State. They were out there the whole year and just vacation really. So, to be able to do that, like I said, it's just blessings.
Every college basketball player knows what it's like to have a friend or family member say, "Hey, can you get me tickets to this game or that game?" I have read that you've got a list like 20 plus long, and that's just for home games. I don't even know what they ask you for when you go on the road. Do you need like a personal secretary to handle all those requests? I mean, because that's a lot, man.
Oh yeah, if this was like a little bit later on down the road, my mom would probably be my whole agent, my financial agent, really just everything. She's been a big help with this, just allowing me to kind of just focus on the basketball piece. I knew coming home, it was gonna be hectic as far as the tickets and the games and everything. So I ended up investing in a suite, so that's why I got a suite at PNC, so that comes with like 16 tickets. So that helps a lot as far as trying to get all my family and friends in there. And, we all the players get like 4 tickets. So that's kind of where I get to, play around with my friends. I try to get some extras well, I wouldn't even say try. I have to get extras for my teammates every game. So shout out to my teammates if y'all see this, man. But yeah, that's why I came here for though. I expected that, and it's just another added layer of love that I'm getting to see coming from everybody in my hometown.
Here's one more layer of love. Earlier this month, you took the time to visit, as a big-time college basketball star, the young people at Reedy Creek Middle School, your own middle school. And I remember you calling it kind of one of those full circle moments in your life. What were your most important messages to those young people as you were talking to them, who are basically in the shoes that you were in about a decade or so ago?
Yeah, that was it was a very big moment for me. My middle school coach from back then and I are still very locked in to this day. He's been coming to my games and everything here in Raleigh. For him to, allow me to be able to do something like that, it meant everything because like you said, full circle moment. I was literally those kids looking up to the college basketball players wanting to be like them. So just going in there, my main message was, just stay, focused. And if, basketball is something you really want to do, you got to definitely put in the work and everything. But, it's definitely starts in this classroom. You got to make sure you're staying on top of your grades and everything because, with no books, you don't have no ball. So, while they're still young, I want to instill that early and everything. But just to kind of, try to give them a little taste of my journey and how, you know, you might not start off as a McDonald's All-American, 20 offers, coming out of high school. So just, staying true to yourself and knowing that everybody's path is different. That was my main message to try to get to them so that they don't get discouraged if there's bumps along the road.
Michael Berard, Managing Director Investments with the Founders Group at Stifel, works with a select group of high net worth individuals and institutions to develop and implement investment plans tailored to their specific objectives and risk tolerances. If you are interested in highly personalized, well-researched guidance and outstanding personal service, you can contact Michael at 984-364-2002. That's 984-364-2002. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE. One interesting part of your story, among many, is that after you have those two great seasons at Illinois State, your dad, a former member of the United States Marine Corps, was not entirely comfortable, at least at the beginning, with the idea of you leaving your original university. So apparently y'all have some deep conversations about the nature of commitment and loyalty and those kinds of things. How did you as a family make it through two different transfer decisions while you're weighing kind of commitment and loyalty on the one hand, but you're also weighing these amazing opportunities, including the one at NC State on the other hand?
Yeah, from day one, the goal was always to play, at a Division I Power Five school. So I knew coming into college that was going to be my ultimate goal. I wanted to play my best I could at Illinois State, and just where things were lining up, and how we were winning. I didn't think that it was going to give me the best opportunity, like you said, and that's what ultimately led me to go to Arizona State. My mom's side of the family is all from California, so I have some family out there. So I knew I was going to be able to have some family support if I needed it. And just the opportunity, man. Duke legend, Bobby Hurley at the point guard, wanted to go soak up as much knowledge as I could from him. And last year, my last year out there, we ended up making the tournament. So it definitely taught me a lot. And going into the last year, I just wanted to be home, give my friends and family the chance to see me play and rock out my last year, and hopefully try to be the lead person to help take a team back to the tournament.
I remember at one point you said that as a little guy, you would root for Duke. Now that you wear a Wolfpack uniform, are you still allowed to admit that out loud or what?
I don't think I'll get any hard feelings, man. We were all young at some point, man. My favorite team is Duke. I ain't got no shame in my game, but I'm a proud Wolfpack now. So it's different now once you kind of step into those four lines and you're playing with the school across your chest. So I'm always gonna be rooting for my team, whatever team I'm on. So I think that's a little behind me now.
So when I was about your age right now, I was covering Bobby Hurley as a player for the Duke Blue Devils. And I don't know you very well the way I know Coach Hurley, but you both are point guards, obviously. You're both really fiery guys. You're
Mhm.
both intense competitors. I'm dying to know, like, what were your biggest takeaways from 2 years with Coach Hurley, given that you seem to have some similarities, but those similarities could either lead to great things or like collisions.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Those 2 years out there with Bobby Hurley, they were great. It was like especially from where I was at geographically, it was a change. Being out on the West Coast, I loved it. But just, more specifically with Bobby, he was a great guy, man. He gave, I feel like, me the best example of what, the next level would be like in terms of like how a team is run, how coaches, treat their players at the next level and everything. So he was more like, giving us a lot of freedom, making sure, we were ready for the games and everything like that. So just, getting around him and seeing how he went around his business, he would always give us stories about his days playing and everything. So just trying to like imitate some of the good things he did that got him into his zone and everything like that. And he helped me definitely, simplify my game. I feel like even though, it's called guard you out there, he gives his guard a lot of freedom. I think during that time it helped me simplify my game and learn, how I get my buckets, how to get to my spots at an efficient clip.
For those who don't know, there are not a lot of 5-year starters in the history of college basketball, right? Because you happen to come along during the COVID era and y'all got that option of 1 extra year. So,
Right.
so our guest, DJ Horne, is a 5-year starter. Now, as a senior at Arizona State, you mentioned that great success and the NCAA tournament victory and all that. Did you know, because you had that sort of bonus year of eligibility, did you think in the back of your mind, man, if the Wolfpack needs a point guard, how can I turn down the dream scenario that you described earlier, going home in front of family and friends? Because it's hard to leave a place you have success, I imagine, but it's also hard to say no if at some point you realize that NC State is an option.
Yeah, for sure. During that time, it was definitely a hard decision. I liked being out there in Tempe. Things just shook up to be, that, had some guys graduating, had a couple guys transferring, everything like that. So we weren't going to be the same team that went to the tournament. So it was a lot of, different factors that played into that. But, once NC State did present the opportunity with, Jarkel leaving, Baby T leaving, it was the scoring was wide open. And as a guard who likes to score the ball, why not go score the ball in my hometown for my last year? So that's really, kind of when it went into it. But I think I did, make the right decision.
I don't know much about Illinois State's traditions, but I'm wondering if you have had to learn 3 different hand signals. Because I know the Sun Devils have forks up. I don't know if you're still allowed to show us forks up, but I imagine you can definitely show us the Wolfie hand signal. Are there 3 that you had to learn? I'm not sure.
Yeah, they do. The Wolfpack or Arizona State, they had the fork, the fear of the fork. So that was like, just a little finger motion. And then the Wolfpack one, definitely, throw that one up now. I don't think Illinois State had one now that I can, try to remember back. They were like roll birds, but like
Yeah.
I don't think they had a hand signal though.
Speaking of hand signals, you publicly apologized for, we'll call it the double bird gesture earlier this year that you made in a game and you got reprimanded from the ACC office. You say on social media, that is not who I am. What can you share about those 24 hours that I know you've described like as among the craziest 24 hours of your life? And were you able to learn from that experience or, apologize to your referees or take advice from your mom or dad or your coach? As you said, it was like it put you on the map, not the way you intended, but it's on the list of things that have had you in the national spotlight.
Yeah, definitely, like I said, one of the craziest 24 hours. But it was a big lesson learned at the end of the day. You got 50 people loving you for it, telling you, oh, we got your bag, this and that, and the other half, oh, he's on national television doing this, my kids were watching and everything. So like I said, lesson learned. I know that going forward I have to, guard myself and go protect the way I'm going about really doing anything because anybody's watching whether or not it's in the game on national television or off the court walking around on campus. Everybody's watching, and the fact that I kind of am who I am playing basketball here, it kind of puts a bigger target on my back. So just making sure that I'm always guarding what I'm doing in the spotlight because somebody's always watching. Somebody could be looking up to you, and I just always want to set the right example. So in a game like that, I'm a competitive, fiery guy. Sometimes emotions get the best of me, and I feel like that was just one of those times right there. I let the emotions kind of get the best of me.
A few more things for DJ Horne, Wolfpack star, as we come down the stretch. You have worn the jersey number 0 at all 3 of those universities. It's even part of your social media handles. For those who want to check out his stuff, it's at DJ Horne. Horne, of course, has an E at the end, at DJ Horne, and then the number 0. Is it just a number, or is there something meaningful about it for you keeping it all those years?
I mean, I always liked a low number. It's actually a funny story going into that. Going into my freshman year, I was supposed to wear the number 2. So had I got that 2, I probably would have tried to just rock out 2 my whole college career. But it was about maybe a month before I was supposed to arrive on campus at Illinois State, where my head coach called me and was like, "We're getting a grad." A senior guard, so he's supposed to come in, help me learn the ropes and everything like that. And he wanted 2, and at first he had wanted 0, but some things, I guess he changed his mind. By the time he got there, he was like, "Hey, little bro, if you want 0, you can have it." And I'm eyes lit up, man. So I took that 0, and then the rest was history, man. Everywhere else I went to, it was open. There wasn't really any problems. Didn't have to step on any toes, so it was pretty easy.
If you are anywhere near Wilmington, North Carolina, and looking for a little live music, a cold beer, a tangy slushy, a fun crowd, or just a taste of the good life at the beach, Jimmy's Bar in Wrightsville Beach is the place for you. Located on North Lumina Avenue, just 1 block from the sand and waves of the Atlantic Ocean, Jimmy's features a full bar with nightly beer and drink specials, and it hosts musical performers almost every day of the year. One more fun fact, Jimmy's annual Children's Bike Drive, which started in 2017, now distributes more than 1,000 bicycles and helmets per year to young people in the Wilmington area and beyond. Jimmy's Bar, your home away from home on Lumina Avenue in Wrightsville Beach. You have the highest scoring average of your entire 5-year career right now at about 17 points a game. You have the highest 3-point shooting percentage of your entire career at about 43%. You have the best assist to turnover ratio of your entire college career. How do you describe what has clicked so well for you this season? Either the X's and the O's, your coaches, the system, your teammates, or maybe even mom and dad's home cooking 10 minutes away?
Yeah, I think it's just the experience. This being my 5th year playing college basketball, I just feel like the game is very simple for me now, and like I said, I know how to get to my spots, and I'm not really out there trying to do anything that I know I'm not capable of doing. So the fact that I got that mindset along with Coach Keats, who gives his guards a lot of freedom, I think it's paying out for me.
The Wolfpack made the NCAA tournament last year, even without you, and you made the NCAA tournament last year at Arizona State. Seems like every little kid with a basketball in his or her hands does dream about March Madness. Was it what you dreamed of last year when you did experience it for the first time?
Yeah, I would say it was that and then some. We came in and had to play in the First Four, so that was out in Dayton. And even that game, a lot of buzz around it. A lot of people came out for it to be, teams that weren't, based out of Dayton, Ohio. So just to see like the media coverage, how serious they took that, and just how many people came out to watch the game, it was like, okay, this is just the First Four, so we got to win and see what the big dog is about. And then, sure enough, when we got to Denver and played there, it was like, the media was on steroids. Getting to the arena, we played where the Nuggets play at. So, walking in, I'm thinking, okay, it's gonna reflect like a college game. I'm thinking I'm going to play with the Nuggets. It's like a sold out arena and everything. So, that electricity, that atmosphere, that's something you dream of as a player, hitting big shots, the crowd going crazy, you looking up, just seeing everybody, cheering and everything. So, it was definitely, like I said, everything I dreamed of, and then some. That's why getting that little taste, has lit that fire under me to get back.
Last two questions for DJ Horne. One is, you have about 1,850 career points, and you have at least 9 or 10 games remaining, depending on how the postseason goes. There are not a lot of players, DJ, that have, a tiny percentage in the history of college basketball of players get to 2,000 or more career points. Is that meaningful to you at all, or is that even on your radar as you're coming down the stretch of your final season?
As a scorer, you always want to hit, certain marks, it's like a cool thing to look back on. But for me, I didn't even really know I was that close until like this the other day. I think our social media team put out something that I had reached like 18K or something like that. So, to see that, I was like, oh, wow, so it definitely kind of put it on my radar. But, I just want to go out there and play basketball the right way, whatever way that's going to help my team win. So if that means going out there and trying to score 30, I'll do that. But, whatever at the end of the day gets us the win and can help us get back to playing in March.
And that leads me to my last question. You guys do have a good record right now, but it's probably not a good enough record if the season ended today for you to be selected for the NCAA tournament. Y'all still have a trip to Chapel Hill ahead. Y'all still get to host Duke, that team we talked about earlier in Raleigh. You have plenty of other big games too. How do you describe the conversation right now in your own locker room regarding your remaining goals and how you guys can accomplish them?
Oh yeah, we all have the same motivation as far as what's left on the table for the rest of the season. I think Coach Keats has done a good job motivating us and instilling in us that we still do have great opportunities left on our schedule to get us in the conversation for the tournament. For us, it's just worrying about us. We started off 5-1 in the ACC is something that NC State hasn't done in a long time. So just knowing that we're still that same team and we still got the same players, still got the guys, same guys who were making shots during that stretch. So just trying to get back to that team is been our main focus with the games we have left on our schedule.
His name is DJ Horne. He grew up right in the middle of ACC country, watching ACC basketball, and he has a great chance of ending his college career as a member of that all-ACC team, playing awesome ball for the Wolfpack. DJ, thank you for this extended visit here on the David Glenn Show. I love your story, man. I appreciate your time with us, and I wish you well the rest of the way.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. Appreciate that.
You got it. Thanks to everyone across North Carolina for joining us today on the David Glenn Show and the North Carolina Sports Network.